do it. All right, here we are. We're live again. Today is masterclass or master cringe. Is it not, Melissa? Say hello. This is my lovely pregnant wife. She is due when?
In about, 5 hours exactly.
Melissa is due to give birth to our third baby in 5 hours, but she still has a quick live stream left in her. Look at the camera, Mel. Look at the camera while you deliberate. So this is Learn Clarinet Online, but we have invited a French hornist onto the panel today. And the reason for that is that one masterclass is kind of similar to the other masterclasses. Clarinet masterclasses aren't that special, I don't think. Although I have noticed French horn masterclasses are pretty practical.
I think because almost professional French horn players are still really trying to figure out the technique of playing the horn, that you can be more kind of practical, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like a horn player, still they want to walk on stage, not trip over, and not split every eighth note, and that's a win. Anyway, I think we promised not to do too much fast. So we're going to jump straight into the masterclasses. So firing up a bit of starting with Jack Brimer today. Now, I have a bit of a soft spot. I said no Faf, so I probably shouldn't talk about Faf. But yeah, I like Jack Brimer. I really enjoyed his recording of the Mozart Concerto. I think it is the slowest I've ever heard, and that's a cool record to hold. Don't you think, Mel?
The slowest. I suppose it's a record, yeah.
There's a Macedonian folk clarinetist called Tale Ognanovsky who recorded an extremely folk version of the Mozart Clarinet Concerto with his brother playing a drum, and he marketed his recording as the fastest ever recorded. So it's not all about speed. I think I prefer Jack's slow recording. So we're gonna plonk ourselves at 8 minute and 25 second in a 40-minute masterclass here. I believe it's Brahms. I do think that's the only purpose of the Brahms sonatas is to exist for masterclass fodder. I've personally never bought a ticket to listen to one. Have you?
No.
But they're just great. They keep masterclass takers in business. Let's go. Let's listen to Jack.
Because of the slightly smaller bore of your instrument, the B flat is even more difficult to emphasize. Now, there are two ways of doing it, and
I bet Jack's playing some English blunderbuss, and she's probably playing a normal Buffet R13, and he's there saying, "My bore's bigger than yours."
So one with Colin, that is the building of the atmospheric pressure in the instrument. You know, if you add extra fingers, you can hear that I am resonating that note by adding fingers. Listen to it happen. Can you find a fingering which will give you a greater resonance on that B flat? Put more fingers down and blow a lot.
I'm with Jack. I think you should always be messing around with fingerings, never be satisfied. There's websites out there with hundreds of fingerings for standard notes. Don't just go through life with one or two, you know. I just demonstrated one to Mel before, didn't I? I don't use this B flat fingering at all.
Yeah. Is B flat an okay instrument note on the clarinet? Terrible. Okay.
I'll always use the second to top trill key. I don't care how ungainly it is to finger it that way. It's on the downbeat of the bar. I want it loud.
Good. Try that one. Try the C key. And these two ring fingers here, the top two. Good. Now, plenty of sound on that end. That's what I want, straight from there, you see. Just try that first at the opening bar, without the piano, Jeffrey.
It's a quaint time.
Yes. Now, would you like to go on to where Colin stopped? And that is just before figure 3.
No one takes masterclasses like this anymore, do they? Like a polite English conversation. Now, would you like to go from bar number 3? You have to be more of a bombastic magician nowadays.
Yeah, it's a different era.
Before 3, that takes you down to that low E.
People look so much older. Is this meant to be someone that's I don't know, early 20s, student? She looks like a 40-year-old to me.
She does. It could just be the fashion.
See, for a tiny moment here, you must just dominate enough, because he's doing all the thing, you see. Would you do the bar before that, where you start to enter, Jeffrey? Now you take over from there. That is your point of that. Go on, and when you go there, you must exactly keep the time going, because Jeffrey has to fit with you. Make sure you get this quite almost a pedestrian sort of rhythm going. To the same point, if you will. Yes, from your G sharp. Yeah, try that again. Carry on with the triplets.
He's so pleasant.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yes, now they must exactly match. You see, you must catch his last group. Start from your pickup, the A, D group. 1, 2, 3. More yet.
Nice. That was really, really good playing.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that triplety part was a bit lackluster. It kind of just sounded like no, but before leading up to it, all the little I think she took the play it pedestrian a bit too far. Maybe. No, I liked it after that.
I thought she played well.
Yeah.
Played better than me.
Now, I feel this, and again, you have your own ideas on it. I mean, we all have our ideas. I feel that from figure 4, there's an onward movement. When we get to these triplet groups, I feel it's a backward movement. I'll just show you what I mean. From 4, Jeffrey. You see, then I think you're reintroducing and you're coming back.
No, I like that.
Yeah, I think he nailed it because he just pushed, then pulled. I mean, that's music.
Back to your first subject. You've got the pitch of excitement. Let it down gradually, you see, but hold it there. Just that bit from figure 4.
Yeah, he's an absolute delight. I think I knew I would like Jack Brimer just because I'm a pretty agreeable person. I don't like the way people get treated in public masterclasses sometimes. I knew Jack wouldn't do it.
He's very encouraging. Smiles.
Yeah, he's all smiles. That's fine. Thank you so much, Warren. We'll have Colin on the second movement now, please. Now, of course, the great thing to... Yeah, there's no torture there at all, was there? That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. That's fine.
It was fine. There was just nothing... I mean, I like the way he also said, you know, we all have our ideas. I have my ideas. You have your ideas. Other people have their ideas. Sort of like...
I feel like that's quite rare in a masterclass to actually have the masterclass taker actually give people their own kind of...
Yeah, normally you hear people say like, oh, you're playing from the wrong edition. Oh, great. So now, where do you go from there when the masterclass taker says, you're using the wrong edition, you fool? Yeah, tricky. Yeah, pack up and go home. Let's listen to, is this Colin?
Remember, about the second movement is It's in 3/4 time. This is the other sonata that Brahms wrote, the second. You see, the first, the F minor, has this wonderful waltz. Which is a pure waltz. Now,
He used my B flat fingering there.
has this wonderful waltz.
Yeah.
Which is a pure
Yeah, I think he did.
Now, in this case, you see, Colin, it's not quite a waltz.
Yeah.
Because it's a passionato, non troppo allegro, and in the middle is this wonderful sostenuto part where Jeffrey has all the wonderful sonority of the modern grand piano. So it must be played with...
Mary Jack Brimer is so old he remembers like pianofortes. What was that they're called?
Modern piano.
Yeah.
rather more fervor than you would have waltz. I mean, make it into a dramatic movement. Let's hear what he can do with that.
Are they outdoors? What the hell? What on earth blew the music? Couple of flatties in it. He's blaming the reed. Guy's 13 years old.
Thank you so much, Colin. I feel, you see,
He's already got two
you have the
kids.
feeling of the appassionato very well, which is so important. I would rather like to hear more stressing of the phrase length. The first one is a 2-bar phrase, then a 2-bar phrase, then a 4. And I would like you to really show those clearly. Give or two an auto, one of these things. But that second phrase can be shut off, and then you get these little... I don't mean make the note painfully short, but just separate it.
Like that?
And the very...
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think that it's just funny that, like, I just like the way Jack said that everyone has their ideas. It's just pretty much like Jack. Some people hate his playing, some people hate his tone, everything, but he plays in time and he plays in tune and he has ideas. And Carl Weiss is the same, Sabina Meyer is the same, Martin First is the same. They all play in time, they play in tune, and they have some ideas. That's what these people sort of have in common. And whatever, they've all got something. They've all got their ideas to share, and that's what the masterclass could be. I think could just be sharing their ideas that they think work especially well.
Yeah, I think that is basically what a masterclass is when it comes down to it.
And it could just be packaged like that. But so often, I mean, yeah, we're looking for some cringe. And the description to this live stream, don't worry, we will find some cringe. Don't you worry. Yeah, Melissa and I like where we get perverse pleasure in watching just pedagogical, carnage of just teachers going off the rails and not really serving anyone, not serving the student, not serving the composer. Definitely serving us to get us, vicarious cringe 30 years later, but no one else is happy.
very next entry you make should be a sting, a real sting on the A flat. And this is the difficult one, because it'll fly. So be careful and really do from there.
Yeah, it's going from like the loudest note on clarinet, forte piano, to one of the softest notes on the clarinet, forte piano. My solution to that was always just to play the first one, not a real sting, so to not do what Jack did. No. So I could really slam the second one. So, yeah.
Even.
Yes. Like, I'm sure if maybe it didn't sound like those two notes were even, but if you looked at them, the back person in the audience would hear them both similarly.
And a little liberty to get yourself down onto that rather difficult.
What is it with masterclass goers? Why do they all look like that? People who go to masterclasses. Yeah, it's just politeness, I suppose. I could just never imagine going to a masterclass anymore. I could only imagine making fun of them online.
A little liberty to get yourself down onto that rather difficult. Do the opening again, Colin, It's rather nice.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have anything to say. This is all just going to be good teaching, I suppose. Let's skip to the end and see how it goes. Oh, does he just do a performance?
Probably a little point on at this point. What else happens? Make your pianist wait. He can't start until you, well, he can, but he'll be left hanging on to his quaver for a long time. Well, thank you, Maureen. Now I'd like Colin to come and do what is virtually the last movement, but is really the last variation of the last movement, the Allegro non troppo. This, you know, is deceptive. It's marked mezzo forte. Actually, with the way the piano has to play it to get in all his notes, fortissimo is hardly enough. It must be that sort of level. Otherwise, you'll never get it through. It must be really, and it's not Jeffrey's fault. He's got handfuls of stuff, you see, and he's just played this tremendous introduction. So let him play normally, and you really push it out at this point. From that book for clarinet entry, Jeff.
I just like it when teachers tell you to play louder. I think that's just nice. It never goes wrong.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think just basically with clarinet, there's such a variation with what actually comes out of the instrument. Like you can push a note, like
Well, that was the same.
exactly the same air, speed, volume. Just some notes are like a 20th the volume. So dynamics are kind of irrelevant to clarinet players in a way. I think that more teachers should just point this out. Like you see a piano, like at the start of this, you see C is a strong note, then A flat's a weak note, B flat's a weak note, A flat, G, F, all weak notes. And if you try to play them loud, they go flat. So more or less, that should, like from the second note of this movement, the second movement that we're looking at here. Should more or less be like quadruple F, whatever you can get out of the instrument for that second note on the A flat. Forte does not do it justice. Not enough.
From your entry on, you did point out.
Yeah, didn't even play the last note flat. Bring it on.
Thank you very much. It was really quite magnificent. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a very, very flat note on clarinet.
Well, no, it's my turn to see if I can actually play the thing. So I'd like.
Oh, he's got humility. He's got the looks. He's got the voice. I think he's a good teacher. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's lovely.
Masterclass or master cringe?
Oh, masterclass for sure.
And how many Yodas out of 10?
Yodas. I'm going to give him a 7.
7 Yodas out of 10. That's a bit of a confusing scale. I think we need to. I think a low number of Yodas means it was less cringe. Because I regard like Yoda as being the cringe teacher. Don't you think?
Right. Well, then I'll give him a 3.
Okay,
Wait, no, not cringy at all. Yeah. So, what is that? 1 or 0?
that's like 1 Yoda. He's 1 Yoda out of 10. We give him 1 Yoda. All right, moving on. Let's listen to a bit of Yehuda, an absolute legendary, probably the most famous clarinet teacher in the world. Yeah. Melissa's doing some score study. Amazing. Great intonation.
I will do like that. Just I will support like that without any changes. What I'd like to
I'm
do
feeling
just-
cringe coming up. I'm feeling this is going to be a 9 out of 10 cringe.
I just don't know what you say to someone who plays a phrase really, really, really nicely in tune with great dynamics and a good tone, other than crazy stuff. Like, sorry, Yehuda, don't let me. I don't know. I doubt you're ever going to keep any of my gates.
any changes. What I'd like to do, just choose your color, choose your support, choose the temperature, choose and do it right now.
I think she already did that.
I think she did that. She sounded great.
Don't make it cold.
You can't change the temperature of your air.
I think I get the concept though. Like,
I don't know. I think it's crazy.
And,
I recognize that I'm in the absolute minority of clarinet players out there with how I think about things that only have one tone, for example.
yeah.
There's no such thing as warm air.
open
Yeah, I'm just a huge skeptic. What can I say?
the roof. No, you close that. No. Now, open. Much more church, much more church. Ooh.
Church? What does he say?
Church is in like Dory May. I don't know.
Good. Now use the same air. Let's start from beginning.
What would happen if I did that? This is what my tone would be. More church. That's church, Don't do that, please. Wouldn't that be hilarious if she did that, though? She just totally destroyed the phrase and just played it like an absolute, busted wagon. Man, I don't even know how she did that. How did she start that note not sharp? I didn't know that was possible.
Push on the door. Okay, great. Now tune it. Let's tune.
Why do you have to be so vague?
Also, wasn't that pretty good? I didn't really notice any.
I didn't notice anything wrong, really. I mean, yes, it was very soft, so it definitely wasn't flat. Like, maybe she was 3 cents sharp. But yeah, like if you pull out your instrument to be perfectly in tune when you're playing pianissimo in the second register, you're just going to make it flat everywhere else for the rest of the thing at different dynamics.
As you go up,
So is this a little 3-minute grab of the best of from this one?
Yeah, I think this is the greatest hits of this masterclass. Yeah.
I'd like to think.
This is supposed to tease you to pay a lot of money to buy the rest. And this is a main problem I have with people like Yehuda Gilad is that he has shitloads. Sorry, I can't swear on this live stream. He has a lot to teach. Huge amount to teach. But instead, talking crazy stuff.
Think more on the bass vibrations rather than the high vibrations when you do it. I do it for different reasons, but with
Now, I have no problem with that, actually. I don't think there's anything wrong with like saying, think this and maybe it will change something else.
Okay.
Yeah. That actually doesn't bother me. So surprise the people. I don't mind if he says picture a lobster. If it actually changes the way you play and it makes you play better, sure, picture the lobster. Melissa has a very, very, very simple short story to tell.
I actually don't know.
Whatever, like just as I was playing in a masterclass once, I was dominating, playing well, let's say. And the guru didn't have much to say and asked me to whatever. I think I was playing Stamets or something, I can't remember. No, actually, it wasn't. It was something English because he asked me to imagine some sort of pastoral bunny hopping meadow or something. And instead, I imagined a rotting, festering lobster in the sun, that had been caught and forgotten in a dockyard somewhere. And then I finished playing after imagining this lobster, and he said it was much better the way I played. So my little experiment proved that visualization has very little effect on my playing, or maybe just visualizing anything makes me play better.
Well, yeah, I think that's all you can conclude is that for your playing. But yeah, maybe it's very effective for most other people.
I want you to play it again this time, Liam, and just think of a beautiful idyllic Elysian meadow in England in springtime. Festering lobster instead. Much better, Liam. That festering lobster really did the trick.
With you, less highs and more bass vibration. So think about rather, there's the tendency of all of us. Oh, now you're angry again. It's still no pressure in the anger. And then you can change.
I don't like when people just like when he makes a statement of like, you're angry again. It's like, are you telling me, I don't understand. Are you saying I need to be angry? Or are you saying you are angry and you shouldn't be?
That's another thing. So like teaching like this is ableist. For emotionally stunted people like Melissa can't understand like what is being communicated. So you have to be clear to people like Melissa. You have to really spell it out very simply for people like Melissa that she just won't get.
Placenta brain.
Placenta brain, yes. Did we mention that she's due tomorrow? I think we did.
Here, you're too strict here. You can explore. This is what interests people, right? You understand what I mean? And you can do this exercise when you go home. You do this exercise. You will see. You see, it's very interesting. But that was just gorgeous, by the way.
All right, that's the end of the video.
We've watched quite a few masterclasses, and the common thread I see is that the better the player, the more kind of...
Yeah, the more insane that it ends up being. Like, what was that? Sorry, we're going off script here.
You're not tapping in.
Oh, sorry. Don't look at all the stuff that I watch. Yes, I watch CoffeeZilla. Yes, I watch those weird hoof restoration videos. All right. Cow hoof restoration videos. What am I looking at? I'm looking at, what's his name? Zander. Yeah, there was that incredible Elgar concerto player. Yeah, and like that player was so amazing that I just really don't think that there was anything to say. And yeah. Yeah, he plays so in tune. And if you were taking this masterclass, like, what would you say?
Thank you.
I might share with him my preferred interpretation. Leave it at that.
Where's the part where he makes him smile visibly?
Yeah, we've definitely watched this one before, haven't we? Let's get to some cringe. And like Benjamin Zander, like he has one of my all-time favorite TED Talks. I actually like it.
Can you do trial? Because it's actually only an eighth note. You're playing a long note there.
It's just another classic example of the grammar reason. Like you say, do X, Y, and Z because blah, blah, blah. And the sentence hangs together grammatically, but it doesn't really mean anything. Like you got to play it shorter because it's an eighth note. Like that kind of, I suppose that actually does make sense in that case. But sometimes you say you got to play it longer because it's gypsy, or you got to play it shorter because it's the note in bar, 47 was long. So that's the reason why I had to play this one short. Like you hear these kind of sentences that make grammatical sense but aren't logical whatsoever. You can kind of tick those off your bingo card in masterclasses as well.
And then the rest is full. If you do ta-da, the rest doesn't have any meaning. But that was great. Do more. Oh, pull. And as you pull, you're pulling on their heartstrings.
He's such an intense character, isn't he?
Yeah, I can see why people love seeing his shows. It's just not good. It's just not the natural environment for people like me. Come on, those people aren't normal. These masterclass goers are not normal people.
But that was great. Do their heartstrings.
Come on, what's going on with these people? They look slightly cult followers.
They're under duress.
Yeah, I'm not saying they look like that. Like there's a problem with them, like anything. But just because like very intelligent people join cults, I think that these people have that kind of culty look about them. Like, look at that smile. Look at that smile back there.
You do that?
What's with this set? It looks like there was some kind of like kiddie piano recital here as well, with like a little amp and a little dodgy keyboard. What's going on? How is this guy keeping concentration?
He's so distracting, yeah. I wouldn't be able to.
No, it's too long also. Because again, have a relationship with the silence. That's what's interesting. But if you do, the music stops and then there's a chord. That was great. We do it one more time.
I don't mind
And
that.
this time, don't think about the cello as an instrument to play. Think of the cello as something to be with.
I think
Sorrow,
the player is definitely
pride,
the cello.
grandeur.
Yeah, I totally think this guy is just a little machine. He's a cello. He is a cello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that comment applies to this player.
No, I agree. I don't think it's his problem is being separate from his instrument at all.
Yes.
Man, he's so good at following instructions as well. Like he adds a ridiculous silence in there. The hell? He messed up his legato.
How are you meant to like delicately put your like string on the bow if someone else is there? Like, yeah, that's hard.
It's tough.
Now, this lady came from France and she's going like this. She's going. A question. Do it.
I like Benjamin Zander has one of the all-time greatest moments in a masterclass where he just points at this poor woman in the audience and says, "Look at this woman over there. She doesn't know a thing about music. And you really spoke to her song." This woman's like, "What?"
How do you know I don't know a thing about music?
It's, I don't think I've never laughed harder. It's like, imagine sitting in a masterclass just minding your own business.
Look at this lady.
Look at this idiot over here. She has never listened to a classical music song in her life.
And yet she's moved.
It's so funny.
You don't ask a question on a down bow. Beautiful. One more time. Right. That is very little. Mostly it's something, something we want to be involved.
Is that her? I think that's the woman who doesn't know anything about music.
That lady definitely knows nothing about music. Look at her.
Maybe even it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Everything you do is beautiful. Would you do it a little bit more?
She's a plant.
So
Yeah, or like just someone he travels with.
Yeah.
Where's all the inappropriate touching? I thought that was inappropriate touching.
That's the mood that people are in, always looking over their shoulder, wondering who's better.
This masterclass is actually better than I thought it was. I feel like maybe I was a bit harsh the first time I watched it.
Maybe. We were in a really harsh mood.
Yeah. I actually think I don't think this is over 5 Yodas. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe not. But still, just his personality is a bit much for me.
Yeah, like Zander walks into a room, he's like starting at a baseline of 6.3 Yodas, like wherever he walks. Yeah, like he can be like ordering ham from a deli. He's already being a bit artistic about it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I think in this masterclass, he just gets on the Zander scale. This is a 5 Yoda out of 10.
Good boy, he's a good Zander here. Yeah.
He's being a great Zander. Good kid. Let's find another masterclass before we go. Just do the classics. Who does a good masterclass? Let's just do it. Let's just go straight into the big guns. Let's do a little bit of the Leicester. Let's go. 1 hour and 36 minutes. There's more Brahms.
Thank you very much. Brava.
He said brava. Good on him. Do you know the difference?
She's a male.
I think she's a woman. Can't tell anymore.
So, don't play. Can you understand English?
Do you understand English? That has got to be the all-time best start to a masterclass, don't you think?
She's working in this field in this country. I think you can assume.
Yeah, I do wonder.
Start from a base of assumption with the language, not assuming she doesn't. Oh my god.
We all know, Carl. Do you understand English? It's just a great, it should be on the thumbnail to this masterclass. Do you understand English? And that freeze frame of Carl looking at this woman. I'm going to slap a bit of gain on this. Be genial for a second.
Does that count as talking?
Don't play hard when you play forte.
Oh, don't master the accompanist.
The sound is coming from your body, not
associate
play
artist.
like this.
That's not what he's there for. That's what I find annoying.
With your body, the sound is coming from your body. Yeah.
Don't you reckon?
The forte. Good.
It's tasteful.
All right, I've kind of cranked the gain a bit on this masterclass. It's a bit quiet. Is there a gas leak somewhere? Is that? Should we go check it? Is this an emergency? Is that? Someone stabbed a beach ball recently?
You can do both. Where's Dimitri?
Yes.
You really can't on French. You can on your silly instrument.
Okay.
It's just so sharp on most French clarinets, the long B flat.
Can you try?
I only use it for. I use the fingering for this. I only ever use long B flat when it's something fast and convenient.
The beginning. Yeah, you see, that means you don't need to be afraid for this B flat.
Yes.
This is never crying.
Yes.
Because it's velvet in sound, ne? This is a fork B flat, but you have this B flat. It's not always on each French clarinet very good, but this sounds good here. It is also good in intonation. You have to try it. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't have a problem
Because
with
the
that. Actually,
French
give it a go
clarinet
and then never
always
do it
is
again.
Only here on the side. They don't know this one, they don't know this one. This
He's
they never
telling.
use.
What's with German clarinet players? I just think that French clarinet players don't know anything about clarinet or alternative fingerings. It's funny.
But you do. Wonderful. From the beginning. Dee-da-da. Once more on the side, the B flat. This is a little bit low. This is a little bit low. Yeah. The whole melody is living from the upbeats. Always from the upbeat. The espressive is on the upbeat.
Yes.
Ne? Don't be afraid.
Okay.
Yeah? Once more.
I like that message. Don't be afraid.
Forte. Yeah, but this is a really forte. Can you
Sorry about that, guys. I probably clipped quite a bit.
Not so loud anymore when she's playing. Also we have a, wie sagt man, ein begleitendes Forte und ein führendes Forte. We have a leading Forte and we have a Forte what belongs to the melody of the.
I think what actually I don't like about Carl Leicester is he reminds me of my dad.
Really?
Maybe that's it. Maybe all of these, like this hang up I have with masterclasses just stems from a daddy issue.
Maybe.
It's quite possible.
It must be different. Right?
Dad.
Oh, yeah. I have this phrase called dad facts. It's just like random facts your dad says that you know just wouldn't pass the fact checking. Like,
They're so confident.
yeah, they're really confident and they've been saying it since 1995. You don't even want to bring it up now. Like, it's too late to fact check him.
Same character. Yum, ba-bam. Why this? This is non-secco, the first tone. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it's just a massive shift, isn't it? So she pedaled it for the legato reasons.
I don't know what his problem is.
No, I don't know. But when you start like yelling at someone in a German accent, they just start changing stuff, don't they? Like
Yeah. Quick, try something else.
you're minding your own business, doing a job, and someone starts yelling at you in a German accent. You just shake it up, don't you? Just change some things.
Okay, once more. No, she starts.
Okay.
She starts here. Yeah, you have to play to the piano. So, go there.
Carl nearly went down there. Did you see?
So, go there.
Get close.
To say, you continue now. Once more, the same part.
Pardon?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, that's another thing.
impulse to the B flat and A flat.
He sounds a little out of practice.
So that is not good. Can you move this a little bit here?
He has good recordings though, right? Good.
You see my
Damn,
shadow.
yeah, he was like the king.
Ah, this is better.
Are you speaking ill of the master, Mel?
A little bit.
We need an impulse on the B flat and on the A flat. The last four bars.
Want some more
We
carnage?
need 5. Listen to me. We need 5 things in music: the bow finish and the bow beginning. The articulation is very important here.
Piece written for violin or for clarinet?
It's played a lot by violists, but yeah, it's written for clarinet.
It's written for clarinet.
Written for the clarinetist Mühlfeld.
And he's making a point about how a violin would do it, therefore you should play it like that.
Yeah, I just wonder, this is a question that I have. Has there ever been a violin masterclass in history where the violin masterclass has said, like, that's not how a clarinetist would tongue it. So you should probably shake up your articulation, Mr. Ray Chen or like Mr. Anne-Sophie Mutter, because, Carl wouldn't tongue it that way. So why are you bowing it that way?
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
I think the clarinetists have this weird self-consciousness where they don't want to just embrace their own technique and pedagogy because it's such a young instrument in the orchestra.
Yeah. I mean, like, what if you were meant to sound like a violin, why was the clarinet invented?
Yeah, it brings me back to my classic moment in a masterclass where someone asked me to play more like a singer. I thought, well, Rossini wrote it for clarinet. Maybe he wanted me to play in a style that a clarinetist can play. And yeah, do you ever tell a singer to play like a clarinetist? Because you can't, because they can't. Like a clarinet can do like cumbersome changes between notes, like a coloratura soprano, and it can also do blazingly fast transitions between notes, like a clarinet. And when Rossini writes something for clarinet, maybe that's what he was going for.
Yeah, he had the advantages in mind, I'm guessing.
Paradim. You start. You start. No, this is absolutely non-legato. It's for me like you ring a bell. Boom, boom, and the G is subito legato. The third tone. You can use this pedals.
It's too sharp, that fingering. Don't you think the top note?
And can you?
I just hear beautiful bells when Carl Lester plays that.
See, obviously conceptualization isn't enough because like when I'm out of shape, I can conceptualize all day and I'm still going to sound out of shape.
Yes.
It's like asking, I don't know, I was thinking of a really horrible analogy there about an athlete who like, asking Christopher Reeve to imagine. Just imagine you can still be Superman, but I can't. Like,
Do you have legs?
yeah, I don't have legs. Like,
Your breath, not with your tongue. And the G is subito legato.
I actually do like that Carl kind of made it okay to not tongue like legato, because you can do it with like an interrupted airstream, and it does give the effect of extremely legato playing. And he just said it's okay. I was like, cool, good on you. Give the world permission to do air attacks.
Can you play it? B flat. Moment. Do you know how to ring a bell?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a contradiction though. He's saying air attacks and ringing a bell.
Very distinct start, don't they?
Bells have like a pretty hard transient.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if that works.
Do you know how to ring a bell? So it's going to be passive aggressive. This is getting up into like 6.6 Yoda's out of 10 now.
Yeah, do it. So.
Maybe his point is that a bell has a longer, like, tape.
Oh yeah, could be talking about the tail.
Yeah.
No, you have to cut. You have to cut once more.
It's just the whole stopping every two notes. Like, because in order to play clarinet well, you have to take in a huge amount of air. You have to set, prepare, mentally, think ahead, think before, look ahead, think about the past, think about the future, like decide, try to compute all the stuff the crazy German said the last 30 seconds, then you take in a big breath and you really start playing, really concentrate. And then Carl says, no, 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 no. And then it's all air out. Okay, fine. Got to reset. And it's just kind of not conducive to good playing.
Yeah, same, exactly the same for brass, I'd say.
It's the ending and the beginning. Yes. There is written this sign. What means this? That means not diminuendo. It means
this is another one where, like, when they say, what does forte mean? And it's like a trap.
Whatever you say. No!
It doesn't matter what you say. It's a trap. Don't answer. Yeah. What does this symbol everyone in this room knows mean? What does this symbol we all know? The diminuendo symbol? What does it mean, Carl?
Because the next bar is, it means espressivo. Because the next bar is printed diminuendo. But this sign before means espressivo. And then is coming the diminuendo. Yeah?
Wake up, Mel. Moment. We are It's like 2 bars in. It's just not enough, is it?
Yeah.
playing like the left hand of the piano player. The piano player cannot play.
It's almost the same.
You see,
Very, very, very close.
do like this. And you have to play with the same character because you belong to the left hand from the piano.
That's another one of those like grammar sentences, don't you think?
Like, why?
You have to play these notes like this because you belong to the left hand of the piano. Like, yep, that made grammatical sense. But did it make sense?
Why didn't the composer just leave it to the left hand of the piano? Why did he have the clarinet doubling that? Because he wanted a clarinet playing it.
Yeah, claret really, I don't know.
As the character must be like you are playing piano, not clarinet.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I totally don't agree with that
Last
idea.
2 accords down.
I think it's just insecurity. Clarinetists have this crazy insecurity. We have to like talk about articulation in terms of string terms. You have to talk about phrasing and interpretation in terms of singing and voice. You have to talk about all these like, it's annoying.
Is it just the whole clarinet so much newer than voice, violin, and piano?
Definitely good clarinet playing is a fairly recent invention, I think. Like modern, like this is why Carl's such a legend. He was like one of the first people in history to play the clarinet well.
Right.
There was like a lot of clarinet players, but barely anyone played it very well. And then, the Carls of the world turned up. Obviously there was Robert Marcellus and there were other early clarinet players who played well, but there were barely any of them. Whereas there have been amazing, like incredible violinists and pianists for hundreds of years.
Yeah. We've been banging on for quite a while. Should we find one cringy bit before we...
Some cringe from this same class?
Yeah.
You want to skip somewhere?
Here's the whole hand, yeah? And
It's got the German interpreter here.
so.
No. It's probably the...
This will be too.
What is going on? What have we tuned into? Yeah. Do you think this pianist speaks English?
Yes, I do, actually.
I have no idea what this piece of music is.
Really? 9 out of 10 cringe, Liam.
Yeah, moment. The C sharp is always a difficult tone. What can we do?
Do you think so?
On the German clarinet,
Very hard to squeak on it.
I think
I'll tell the world my favourite C sharp fingering.
Yeah.
These 2 keys here. These 2 keys here. You play like your old F sharp, like that. Then you add your left ring finger and your left C sharp, G sharp key. Basically unsqueakable. It's glorious. It's better than that. This is kind of, so Carl's doing something that I would regard as useful for like a private lesson, but just like not a good show for a masterclass. Which is hilarious. Like this is like 0 Yodas out of 10 right now, isn't it? This is full on just
Practicality, yeah.
So, this is helpful. This doesn't work for the long notes. That doesn't work.
she looks startled. He's got her by the clarinet.
Yeah,
No
got her by the
changing.
throat,
This
literally.
This you have to make longer. Yeah?
I think I saw an amazing comment on this. Dang Carl, too much strudel. Oh my god.
That's a great comment.
This is the funny thing. Like this is I want if I die and all I contribute to the clarinet world is just this like ability to laugh at our gods. Like I think we should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I just think that in other fields it's okay to laugh. Like journalists can laugh at each other, politicians can laugh at each other, lawyers, doctors, everyone laughs at each other, but musicians are really, really, really sensitive.
Yeah, we're far too serious.
And we do one of the least kind of high stakes jobs. Like we should be able to laugh at each other and laugh about ourselves.
Yeah, it's just art, man.
Maybe fat phobia though, it's not too good. Fat shaming.
Yeah?
We don't do fat shaming. That was objectively funny.
If you want to go lower, because the long tones doesn't belong to this part.
It's like a foreign, yeah.
This is
So she's speaking French.
Ah, okay. Where was this masterclass?
No, we continue.
Parent Soloist Academy.
Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. We go on here.
Is this Schumann that I don't even recognize?
All this in the nature. You know this from the nature.
I don't think we're going to get any quality cringe today. I think I should have curated a good playlist of some more good cringe. This is not too bad.
German. Also, the French clarinet maker are living still in the time of Napoleon.
I need some cringe. We have to finish on one.
Understand this? Full. You do this?
Yes,
With all fingers. G.
That's how my daughter pronounces finger.
Finger.
With all
She's two.
fingers here. Not this one. Or this one.
She looks frustrated.
What was that? Was it Gil Shaham?
So, all fingers. And if there's not enough, you can do this here.
Sorry, people. We have to finish with some. No, maybe it wasn't. Was it Mendelssohn? Oh, this is absolutely tremendous. It was Maxim. Was it Maxim Vengerov? Doing that poor girl. Oh, I think it's this one.
Boys, yeah?
Do you remember this one? Okay, this is great. This is a 55-second clip. This is going to be a very, very strong end to the live stream. We're still live streaming noobs, so if even one person is tuned in, thanks for tuning in.
I can even almost envision Mozart, you know? I did well, huh? But this passage, you know, he never practiced in his whole life, you know? But that's why.
Like I don't know, but I admire like the energy, like what these people do is pretty. Like I couldn't do this job. I'm too deadpan. Like what is this person? He's such an amazing player. I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's like, why did you interrupt her to, like, yeah, what is actually happening here?
Making fun of Mozart because you met him or something.
Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now we can relax. It's easy.
One more.
This is again and also this trill you can play not necessary to but
That's another one on the masterclass bingo. Is just randomly mocking the way the student played.
Yeah, making it sound like way more ridiculous.
It's like that Leonard Bernstein clip where he asks the trumpet players to play with a different tone, and they say, "Which tone would you like, maestro?" And he's like, "Not."
Right, because the professional trumpet player just made an ass
And
sound.
the trumpet player says, "Like, I don't think I made that tone, maestro."
That's all good.
It's the most awkward clip.
that one can hear every note, you know. The trills in Mozart has to be very see-through. Not necessary to play too fast. Martha, very good. The first. Why don't you start just on the beat? You know, yarampa, larampa. You know, this comes from very much from the early Baroque tradition. You know, that is the harpsichord. You know, rampa from the bass.
Perfectly reasonable point. I don't mind that.
I think the way he sung it was him leading into.
Yeah, so do I. I do agree that he actually sung it as an upbeat.
No, much better, much better. But if you understand one thing, I'm sure you understand that, but you have to be more clear of that, that this is it's a different music from
Why?
from Tchaikovsky, yeah?
Well, it sounded the
but
same
you're
to
playing
me,
the
that's
same
all.
color.
Yeah.
So you see, every composer has different color. So there's lightness to it. You have to, you know, as if you're lifting the weight and then let it go straight away.
Maybe this is just what happens to people when they get too much credibility. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like, if you make 50 CDs and play like an absolute mofo for like the 20 years, who's ever going to tell you you're wrong?
And there's also just the pressure to continue coming up with good things to say.
You like run out of, could you play it more in tune this time and maybe more in time and maybe like just widen your dynamic range? What else is there to being a good performer? Play with huge dynamics, massive dynamics, play precisely and memorize your music and move around a bit. That's basically being a good performer.
Away. Still taking the throwing the ball into the basket, like basketball.
Very, that analogy has
It's the opposite of what I think.
a big upbeat vibes, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
because like, it's the exact, like that image gives me the opposite message.
Yeah.
So I don't mind, like if it works for him, great. Just someone should tell him that it triggers the opposite idea in many, many people.
Yeah, very good.
Got 2 bars in.
Let's just work on the first two notes. The yampa. Martha, did you play basketball?
Just.
But you know how it works, yeah? So you throw the ball.
That wasn't a real question. She wasn't supposed to answer.
Yeah. It didn't matter.
Yeah. That's like another one on the bingo chart is just like fake question. Power play.
And then until it reaches the basket.
Has he ever played basketball? The ball's in the air for like 2 seconds. No, it's in the air for like a second. So he wants to go bum.
Well, I don't know where this analogy is going.
That's the time. That's the yum and then tam. See?
She should do it in time now. She should do it that way. She should go, but bum, because that's like the time between the leaving the hand and the ball swishing through the net. But dun 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 dun.
And then you are running. Tarum para dara darum.
Yeah, because you can't run.
Okay. But that's the feeling.
Is that the joke?
No?
Yes.
Because the first time, yum. Exactly.
You look really
yeah.
slow.
That's nice.
Really, if we actually took that, like,
I think that was a bad take.
and everything,
Yeah.
it's like, that's not how you perform it.
I think the conductor would say, can you not do it that way?
Yeah.
You're confused.
To spend time right at the start of the piece.
Where's the caesura?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then now, look.
She hasn't played more than a bar at a time.
Poor girl.
This
Sounds
chamber
great.
music with orchestra. Yeah. La, 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 la. Don't go away. Yo, la, la. Also with the voice. Yo, la, la, la. Yeah, still. This is easy.
Let's get the frame.
Yeah, still.
About
Like, I just want to play.
there. She just wants to finish one phrase, doesn't she? That's when she realized she should be taking this masterclass.
This is easy. This is really easy, yeah? But if you try to sing, this is not so easy.
Okay, so maybe violinists have this problem too.
That's why try to imitate. Yeah? And that's a different music, yeah?
Yes.
Basically, just make it sound harder. Was that the idea?
Yeah, I prefer her way.
I preferred it light. Yeah, and effortless.
Yeah, it sounds pretty much the same to me. Yeah, but exactly, that's at home when nobody hears, you know. I know. You have to sing, la, 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 and that's how it goes. Yada, it goes down, la, la, la.
Yes,
It takes quite.
I think she knows. Did you know that's a descending scale? Yeah, numpty.
It's an effort. La, la, la. And then
Yeah, it's like trying to find something on the spectrum of just like basic stuff and then like this transcendental emotional analogy world. Like I feel like some of these gurus, this is a bad frame to pause on. Some of these gurus have trouble like finding something like a healthy balance. They either go say, "Oh, did you know that's a descending scale?" or "You should be playing this like a basketball suspended in time." Like they sort of go between 1 and 10.
you try to reproduce the same on the violin, and that's fun. Yeah, exactly. Plus, you have to lead the whole orchestra. Yeah.
He's finally happy and he won't let her play on.
What's wrong? See?
I think
Not
this
only
guy
your-
just loves playing, doesn't he?
He likes talking, he likes playing, doesn't like
Well,
listening.
You never know when.
He's like one of my, like his recording of the same song. Oh, I've forgotten what it is. Capriccio Italiano. I don't remember. Like lots of his recordings I really, really love.
To play, that's the fun, you know. Once more. Yeah, where the phrase goes. Where the phrase goes.
Well, it shouldn't drop down here. So.
Another trap question.
No, many possibilities, yeah?
I see. I picked that straight away. I knew that wasn't a real question.
Yeah, where the phrase goes. Where the phrase goes.
Don't answer.
I feel like calling out the guy. Don't answer. It's a trap.
Drop down here. So.
No, many possibilities, yeah?
So unfair.
Or?
Once again, a masterclass go right there. I think there is commonalities. I just need to do some more science, some more physiognomy or whatever it's called.
Look, the vibrato also. Not.
All right, well, that was a strong finish, I've got to say, so let's minimize that. So takeaways. I think that maybe the last stream, we used to stream a bit on Twitch. We used to do some masterclass reacts. Maybe we were more grumpy in those days because that wasn't as bad as I remember.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa has to gestate a bit more, I think. Thank you for joining us. We said no faff. We said we would just do masterclass reacts, not too much. We feel very relaxed. True. Here we go. We've had 15 views. Look at that. People are chiming in. No one's saying anything, though. We just had people dropping in saying, what on earth is going on here? But hey, that's what a good thumbnail gets you. What's going on? Oh, look, we got some Bulgarian music. Ivo Papazov, the best in the world. Okay, cool. I wouldn't mind getting in some Bulgarian music. It's a little bit off topic for today. I can't read your name.
It's probably similar.
Yeah, Melissa's been transcribing a lot of Romanian, Balkan kind of music.
Let's get on to the Bulgarian. We'll do it.
Yeah. Well, check this guy out. You know what? Ivo Papa's. You know what? While we're here and while we've got the screen share sorted out, let's indulge this singular comment we got on this video. Here we are. Vengerov Masterclass. You're getting replaced by Ivo Papazov. Hey, here we go. Check it out. Pardon?
Is it a soul clarinet?
Yeah, I think so. I have no idea. I'm tense.
Yeah. Oh, this is fantastic. I don't understand this music. This is different.
I've never heard anything like this. Thanks for the comment.
I reckon.
Yeah, you should probably transcribe that one next, Mel. Good luck.